Hey guys, this is Liz of Consume My Books, and I have an In My Mailbox to show you guys. So let's get started. I only got one book for review this week, and that is Entangled by Kat Clark, this insanely pink ARC. I'm about 15 pages into it so far, and it's interesting, but I'm not sure if I'll love it, just because I'm not sure how much I like the main character. But this has a really interesting premise, so I'm really excited to read it and see what's going on, and you never know what my opinion of it will be. And then everything else I got this week was bought. I had some gift cards that needed to be used up. I had some pretty awesome coupons, and I also hunted around a lot in the bargain bins and found some really awesome stuff that way. So pretty much everything I got this week was for a totally awesome price. So anyways, onto the books. I got Odd and the Frost Giants by Neil Gaiman, which is illustrated by Brett Hellquist. Really excited to read this because I love Neil Gaiman, and Brett Hellquist is a fabulous illustrator. Also, this is partially set in Norway, and I have Norwegian heritage, eat lutefisk and lefse every Christmas, so that'll be awesome. I got the Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition of The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. I read this back in high school, junior year, and I had been meaning to get my own copy for a while, and now I finally have one. You can't really tell, but this A is really metallic-y, and it's awesome. And this is just like a really cool finished copy. The illustrations are really well done. And there's six classics that have covers designed by this same guy, Ruben Toledo, who apparently, his name is Ruben Toledo, and his wife is Isabel Toledo, and they designed the dress and coat that were selected by Michelle Obama to wear at the 2009 inauguration of President Barack Obama. But I saw the editions of, I think, Jane Eyre and The Picture of Dorian Gray that Tara of Hobbit Seas got in one of her IMMs, and she found me a list of all the other covers illustrated by this guy. So thank you, Tara, and I want more of these deluxe editions. They're pretty awesome. Let's see, next I have Cracked Up to Be, which is by Courtney Summers. I have Some Girls Are way up on the shelf where you can't see it. I am excited to read both of these. Every time I hear someone on Twitter saying, oh, I'm going to read with a Courtney Summers book, which one? People seem to give really conflicting answers, but I might go with Some Girls Are first because I've heard more about that one. But yeah, I'm excited to check out both of her books because they sound really interesting. And Fall for Anything also sounds awesome too, actually. That one just came out in December. Next I have Perfect Chemistry by Simone Elkeles. I checked this out from the library this past summer and never got to it, but I did squeeze in the first chapter and that seemed really interesting. So I'm excited to give this one a chance. People seem to rant and rave about how awesome it is, so we'll see how I like it. Next, I got I Am Scout, which is the biography of Harper Lee. I think this should be a really interesting book to read because Harper Lee's book, I feel, has kind of had a massive impact on literature. So it'll be interesting to hear more about the author behind it. Next, I have Please Ignore Vera Dietz, which is by A.S. King. A lot of bloggers have talked about how completely awesome this book is, so I'm really excited to have my own copy and finally get to read it. Next up is a book I've already read and reviewed on the blog. You can go to my review archive to look at that. But it is Nevermore, which is by Kelly Cray. This is a great book for Edgar Allan Poe fans because it's about two high school students who are doing a project on Edgar Allan Poe and this crazy dream world that they kind of get sucked into. But look, it has all these like cool letters. I don't know if you'd call that an overlay or an underlay or a... yeah, I don't know. But then it's got the pretty pink dress on the back, the purple writing on the spine, and what's cool is if you actually take the jacket off, which I swear I'm capable of doing, look, more purple! Okay, maybe I'm the only one who's amused by that kind of thing, but I love seeing what's hiding beneath the dust jacket, even though I like to keep the jackets on and intact. Next up we have Stolen, which is by Lucy Christopher. This is a book that's supposedly kind of about Stockholm Syndrome. I think that's what it's called. I've heard a lot of really good things about this book, just like how fantastic it is. So I'm really excited to read this one. Yeah. The Twin's Daughter by Lauren Baratz-Logstead. I am extremely sorry if I just butchered that last name. Okay, how gorgeous is this cover? One thing I actually hadn't noticed until someone pointed it out is that this is, I guess, supposed to be a dagger. Really cool, right? Sometimes it takes me forever to figure these things out on my own. But this one looks fantastic. And I've talked to the author on Twitter and she seems awesome. So I can't wait to read it. Next up, we have Paper Towns, which is by John Green. No, I have not read this or any of John's other books. Looking for Alaska is on my top 10 books to read in 2011 list. But I really like this cover, and it was in the bargain bin, so I picked myself up a copy, and I'm excited to read it. And yes, I do have the paperback as well. Yeah, what can I say? I love having different covers. And lastly, I have Matched, which is by Ali Condi. This is another one that I've already read and reviewed on the blog. A lot of people seem to either love it or hate it. I'm kind of on the fence. It's good. It's not great. But the finished copy is really pretty. And if you open the jacket, ooh, yeah, I think that's really pretty. So I wanted to at least have a finished copy of this because it is, you know, just a really nicely done finished copy. And also because I will keep reading the series. I'm curious to hear where the story goes. I want to know what happens. What can I say? So anyways, that is everything that I got this week, and I can't wait to hear about what you guys got in your mailboxes. Happy reading!